Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Fasting during Ramadan is not merely refraining yourself from food and drink, it is a deeply spiritual practice with numerous benefits for the soul. Here are some key spiritual benefits of fasting during Ramadan. So, the first benefit is strengthening taqwa or God consciousness. So fasting during Ramadan, it increases the awareness of Allah. So whatever we do, we remember Allah in that. So therefore it increases the awareness of Allah. And we feel the presence of Allah in each and everything. Therefore we restrain ourselves from food and from drink and from all these things. Allah says in the Holy Quran to the believers that fasting during Ramadan is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those people before you, that you may attain taqwa. So, those people who observe fasting, they become more aware of Allah and therefore they get taqwa or they become more conscious of Allah's presence. So this is one spiritual benefit of fasting during Ramadan. Secondly, fasting also increase self-discipline and passion. How does fasting increase self-discipline? Resisting yourself from food and drink, it strengthens self-control. So this is how it increases self-discipline. And therefore you get you become self-disciplined and therefore you develop self-control and therefore you can restrain yourself from food and drink till aftari. And is fasting, it also encourages or it develops patience in a body. So when you don't eat something, when you don't drink something, so you show patience, and you also show patience because you think that if you show anger, you fight with somebody, so it is not good for you during Ramadan, during fasting. So therefore you show patience. So therefore fasting during Ramadan, it also develops patience in a person. And patience is also important for emotional resilience and strong faith as well. Then we have purification of the soul. This is another spiritual benefit of fasting during Ramadan, that it purifies our soul. So fasting is considered a form of spiritual detox. Why it is considered spiritual detox? Because fasting helps you to avoid negative or bad habits, how to forget about bad habits, how to shun bad habits. So whatever bad habit a person has during Ramadan, during fasting, he forget about that. He shun those bad habits. So this is what is called purification for the soul, and it cleans your soul. Because you become a good person, you start reciting the Holy Quran, you start offering prayer 5 times a day regularly, you keep yourself busy in zikr askar, you keep yourself busy in positive thoughts most of the time. So therefore, whatever bad habits you had before Ramadan, so you cleanse those bad habits and you develop good habits instead of that. So therefore, it is called spiritual detox for the soul. Another spiritual benefit of Ramadan is greater empathy and compassion. Ramadan or fasting during Ramadan, it also develops compassion and it makes you more empathetic towards other. How? Because when you experience hunger yourself, so when you experience hunger, you don't eat yourself, you don't drink, so it develops, it increases empathy for the poor and needy, and therefore you feel the need for how to help the people around. So therefore, it makes you more sympathetic, more empathetic. And as you also, it also encourages charity during Ramadan. So you give charity as sadaqat, and therefore you help others people. So you become more compassionate toward others people during Ramadan. Then we have strengthening the connection with Allah. So it also strengthens your connection with Almighty Allah. Because during Ramadan, you increase your prayers, you keep yourself busy in zikr askar. So it also strengthens your relationship with Almighty Allah. Then we have increased gratitude. When you refrain yourself from eating and food, so you become more appreciative of the blessing. You become more appreciative of food and drink and all these things. So when you get it in Aftari time, so you are grateful for each and everything. You enjoy each and everything. So this is called increased gratitude. Then we have spiritual rewards and forgiveness. Fasting during Ramadan has a lot of spiritual rewards and forgiveness. Our Holy Prophet ﷺ says that those whoever fast Ramadan with faith and expect and seek rewards from Allah, his fast sins will be forgiven. So those who fast, so his fast sins are forgiven, and there is a night that is called Laylatul Qadr. So Laylatul Qadr during Ramadan is a time which is full of rewards and blessings for the Muslims. So therefore, the fasting during Ramadan is full of forgiveness and full of rewards. So this is a great opportunity for us, for all of us. Then we have breaking the hold of material desires. So fasting during Ramadan also break the hold of material desires. How? Because it teaches us that true happiness is not in the physical indulgence, rather it is in the fulfillment of the spiritual activities. So when we perform prayer 5 times a day, when we recite the Holy Quran, when we keep ourselves busy in zikr askar, so we get the true happiness. So we come to know that true happiness lies in a spiritual fulfillment. And during Ramadan, it also detaches from worldly distractions. Normally, in normal days, before Ramadan or after Ramadan, we worry about food and drink and tea and all these things. So it distracts our mind from our job, from our work. But during Ramadan, fasting during Ramadan, it detaches from worldly things. So therefore, we can focus on our work, on our job, and we can focus on how to build our relationship with Almighty Allah and how to reform ourselves, how to reflect on our life. Then we have deepening family and community bonds. So fasting during Ramadan also develop your relationship with your family members. How? Because when you do fasting together with your family members, so it strengthen your relationship with them. And fasting also helps increase kindness and unity within the Muslim community throughout the world. Developing a lifelong spiritual routine. So, fasting encourages us uh, to reflect on our life, as well as fasting also helps to do more prayer in our life, and to have self-reflection and to become more generous in our life. So and it continue beyond the month of Ramadan. So therefore, we develop a routine for spiritual routine for lifelong for our life, and it also teaches us that whatever good habits we develop during Ramadan, we should prolong with these good habits. We should not shun this good habit after Ramadan. Rather, we should prolong it. So when we prolong these good habits, we develop a lifelong routine. And then it is a kind of training for us. So how to live a happy life, how to live a successful life in this world and the hereafter. So how to seek the mercy of Allah, how to please Allah. So actually, we have been trained during this holy month of Ramadan. So this is a kind of training for us. So therefore, during fasting, during Ramadan, when we are observing fasting, so we develop a lifelong routine how to live our life after Ramadan. So these were some of the spiritual benefits of Ramadan, and those people who fast during Ramadan, so they will get all these spiritual benefits. It will strengthen their relationship with Almighty Allah, and it will also make them more empathetic and more self-disciplined and self-aware, and they will also know the purpose of their life, that how to live their life and how to live a happy life, a successful life in this world and the hereafter.